While working as table help, you see firsthand the posing, handling, and comparative evaluation process and learn why one rabbit places higher than another. You see and learn about other breeds that you don't raise. And from a future registrar and judge perspective, you learn what varieties or groups each breed recognizes and the unique breed characteristics and disqualifications for each breed. From working behind the table, you also begin to learn how shows operate from a show staff member's perspective. Riding at shows is often the first step in doing bigger things as a volunteer in the rabbit hobby. Without prior experience behind the tables, many current show secretaries and show superintendents would not be as efficient.
My name's Faith Allen. I'm from Jonesboro, Arkansas, and I'm part of the Northeast Arkansas Rabbit Breeders Club that puts on shows in Jonesboro. I'm an arbor registrar. During the show, a rider can sit down at a table next to the judge or be behind the table with the judge loading the rabbits and getting the next classes up as the judge judges the class prior to that class. Writing's not necessarily just writing down placements and or comments, and sometimes riders are expected to load the tables themselves. Other times they can be assisted by a ramrodder or somebody that gets all the next classes up while the rider records placements for the other class. A ramrod would just pretty much load the tables, make sure that all of the classes are in order with the correct amount of rabbits in them, and a rider would solely write down the comments and or placements and other wins. A ramrod would do the calling out of all of the classes in order to get them up to the table. A ramrod would prepare the judge for the next class and make sure that all of the rabbits that need to be in that class are on the table. Some shows only have control sheets. Some shows also do have comment cards. If they do have comment cards, then the rider is expected to fill out the comments with as many comments as they can get written down from the judge, but the most important part is getting the placement for the rabbit. So this is a comment card. It has the rabbit's ear number, sometimes an entry number, the exhibitor's name, the show, because most shows have multiple shows, Open A, Youth A, Open B, Youth B, sometimes C. It has the date of the show. It has the breed of rabbit and the variety. This is an American chinchilla, so they don't have multiple varieties. It also has the sex of the rabbit and the class of the rabbit. So the comment card also has a section where you record in a written form the comments that the judge gave on that rabbit, so the exhibitor can take that home with them and review that in case they did or didn't hear some of the comments that the judge gave on the rabbit.
Well-rounded, good width in that midsection.
It's important to try to get as much stuff as the judge says down if you can. If you can't get absolutely everything that the judge says, that's okay. The most important part is the placement of the rabbit. If the judge makes a comment that does not have a specific box for it on the comment card, it's okay to write it in the remarks section at the bottom of the comment card. As a show secretary, I know how important it is that the paperwork is written down accurately, so control sheets are the most important part of writing and getting down those placements correctly. Comment cards are secondary to that. So it's really important that we get those placements correctly, because even as an exhibitor, if you don't get your reports back correctly, then you may lose legs or other points and everything that go with each rabbit. As a writer, you should, if it's too stressful for you, should definitely fill out the control sheet first, because show secretaries are going to go by that, and then the comment cards. The comment cards aren't necessarily as important for the show secretary, because usually those would go straight to the exhibitor and the show secretary would not double check those. A control sheet, however, does go directly to the secretary, and those are not given back to exhibitors. Most important that you make sure you get the judge's name, accurate placements, and accurate wins beyond the class, such as best of variety, best of group, best of breed. It's really frustrating for secretaries to try to guess and figure out what went on during that judging if the placements aren't written down correctly, especially when we're getting messages from exhibitors saying that their reports don't match what they heard happen at the show. So it's very important that those are written down correctly. It's important for the control sheets to be stamped with the judge's name so that the secretary knows who judges each breed when they go back to do show reports. Most judges will have a stamp so that you don't have to write the name on each control sheet. If the judge doesn't have a stamp, you can write the name where the judge blank is on each control sheet. A According to the ARBA, the show secretary only has 30 days to get all of the reports sent out to the exhibitors as well as breed clubs and ARBA. Since secretaries are only given 30 days, it's important that you have all of that written down, because if we don't get to that paperwork for several days or weeks after the show, then we're not going to be able to remember, or the judge isn't going to be able to remember exactly how every rabbit plays, or the show secretary may not remember who judged every single breed.
Some disqualifications change the number of animals in the class, so it's important to record what the animal was disqualified for. The standard states any animal disqualified from competition for wrong sex, breed, group, variety, or deemed unworthy of an award must be subtracted from the official number shown in the class.
If there were 5 rabbits in the class originally and one was the wrong sex, that would bump the number of rabbits down to 4 in the class, so a leg would not be awarded because now there's only 4 in the class.
Riding at shows is often the first step in doing bigger things as a volunteer in the rabbit hobby. Without prior experience behind the tables, many current show secretaries and show superintendents would not be as efficient.